Hi everyone, my name is Anastasia and I'm a first year student at Leeds Beckett University studying Marketing with Advertising Management. In this presentation I would like to talk about one of the world's most famous board games, which is Monopoly. So we will go through some of the key points which describe this game and the product in the market using different theories and approaches, as well as finishing the presentation with my own reflection on my first year at university. So Monopoly is a real estate board game for 2 to 8 players with a minimum age of 8 years old. It's about buying and trading properties. It was initially derived from the landlord's game created in the United States more than a century ago, gained popularity during the Great Depression and was sold to Packer Brothers. In 1991, Hasbro acquired Packer Brothers and thus Monopoly. And now this game is a classic in the board game industry. It has its own hotel in Malaysia and world Monopoly competitions. Hasbro is an American multinational conglomerate which is the largest toy maker in the world in terms of stock market value, with a net revenue of 4.72 billion American dollars. Monopoly can be classified as a consumer product, and this board game is designed for personal use and consumption. Going further, Monopoly can be defined as a shopping product, as first of all, it is less frequently purchased. As you can see that the games industry revenue is much less in comparison to earnings from expenditure on tea, coffee and cacao, which are classified as convenience goods. And shopping products usually contain a higher price, again in comparison to convenience products such as tea. Another key characteristic of the shopping product is the place, which for Monopoly means selective distribution into toys and games specialized shops, as well as big catalog and e-commerce retailers. The promotional methods, apart from advertising that can be found online, can include also a personal selling implied in stores where the game is sold. There are 5 key stages in the product life cycle, and Monopoly is at the stage of maturity. Monopoly has been in the market for quite a long time, and now it is a world-famous brand which brings healthy profit for Hasbro with an increased revenue for the last year. Moreover, Monopoly shows highest result in polls as the most common board game to have at home and as the game which is the most enjoyable to play with kids in the US. So Monopoly is a well-established product for customers. However, as common to maturity stage, there is a big number of competitors with a couple of major ones and millions of prominent players in the industry. It's fair to say that this product is being at the stage of extended maturity, for example, by modifying Monopoly at the mobile and PS4 games. That gives opportunity to increase consumption and revenue by entering the numerous gamers' audience. There are 3 main approaches regarding pricing techniques, and I believe that a value-based strategy is the most suitable one. First of all, some disadvantages such as ignoring the past factors and customers' preferences don't make a cost or competition-based approach is the best option in the present time. Here comes value-based approach. The main focus is customers' needs and value perceptions about how much they are willing to pay. Any improvements and added features should be based only on customers' wants and needs. For example, Monopoly Game of Thrones version is much expensive than an original one, as fans will have higher value for the product and will be willing to spend more. For Monopoly, Hasbro uses its indirect channels to get the product to the customers, using selective distribution despite having their own website where they only point out where you can buy the games. Monopoly is an international company. Rather than building up their own stores and spending millions of resources on that, it's financially worse to reach well-known retailers which already have their loyal customers. Selling and promotion can be done not only by the owner but by the intermediary as well. There is no need to keep all orders and pay rent for additional storage. Intermediaries can give their information about local markets and their opportunities. Post-product services and expenses are on intermediary who sold the game, and all risks become responsibilities of other retailer or intermediary. To finish my presentation, I would like to use Gibbs reflexive cycle as a source of feedback about my first year at university. My learning process consisted of having 6 modules, which included lectures and seminars as well as visited library for revision after classes with my group mates. The first year at university was a truly life-changing event. I felt inspired and excited. However, sometimes I felt anxious when facing new challenges of university life. I'm satisfied with my grades for my first semester, and using the library facilities for self-studying worked very well for me. What definitely didn't work out was saying yes to every opportunity without any consideration. The things went well because I understood the importance of studying and the responsibility for the future, but saying yes to everything didn't work out as it made me feel less concentrated on things which are actually important. But the hard work always pays off, and what definitely could be done is being curious outside the core textbooks and lecture notes. For my action plan, I want to start using a planner to stop memorizing things only in my head. Revising during the summer break is one of my top priorities, and being engaged with Google Garage is one of my plans for this summer as well. And thank you for watching this presentation.